signs that show that there are serious preparations being made by Russia. He's due to discuss the situation with the U.S. President Joe Biden later. Russia denies plans to invade Ukraine despite massing 100,000 soldiers on Ukraine's borders and a reported 30,000 close to the Belarus-Ukraine border. Our top stories. The Barbados Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the Hotel Association welcome the lifting of the nighttime COVID-19 curfew. Valentine's Day business booming for restaurants across Barbados. Many.
Yeah. Right. All praises to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Kodash. And double honor to mighty church, the apostles, the elders, and the bishops of Great Millstone. Shalom to the Yakim Rawai that are sincere and serious doing the will of Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Kodash. 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 1 and 2 to you all. Back here again, did a video just now, but it was cut short. It was still saying live on my end, but just cut out. But anyhow, as you heard in the news, Russia preparing war, basically, make a long story short. So I had Joel 3 verse 9, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, you heathen nations, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up, beat your plowshares into swords and your pony hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. So all the other nations, Pakistan, Palestine, you name it, they weak no more, they're strong now. Ezekiel 38 and 3 and say, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, so that way Russia came after that USSR spirit. And I will bring thee forth and all thy army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and sheaths, all of them handling swords. So what they're doing, to get ready for war, B. But remember, this can't happen unless the microchip is pushed first, the Charagma, the beast, right? Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya, with them, prepare, proclaim this among the Gentiles, prepare war, these Gentile nations here. Persia, Ethiopia, Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. See? Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. This is Russia. You understand? This is Russia. Easy. All these countries want to trade with Russia, basically. You got something called the BRICS nations: Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, leaving out the US. See? Is that? So one more preset here. Revelation chapter 16 and verse 16. And he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon, which means mountain of troops. So people were thinking that lives can go back to normal, but a lot of things are prophecies happening right before the eyes, so there's no excuse. The Charagma, the beast, is that microchip. World War III. There's going to be uprisings of the people, riots. You understand? The economy is going to collapse. Boom. The return of our Messiah. Shalom.
Russia insists it has no plans to attack Ukraine despite having 100,000 troops at the border. With tensions soaring in the region and the world watching, a critical meeting's been held between the country's foreign minister and the US Secretary of State.
A high-stakes handshake and a clear line drawn if Russia refuses to de-escalate.
swift, and severe response.
The US hoping to avert an invasion into Ukraine. Russia insisting it needs a list of demands met, including a promise from NATO never to admit its neighbour. The talks were brief, lasting 90 minutes, and it remains unclear if the diplomatic impasse can be overcome.
This was not negotiation, but a candid exchange of concerns and ideas.
The US agreeing to return a written response to Russia's requests next week. You claim that we are going to attack Ukraine, although we have repeatedly explained that this is not the case. Yet Russia continues to bolster its military presence on the Ukrainian border, rolling out 2 S-400 surface-to-air missile systems in neighbouring Belarus. They now have troops positioned in the north, the east and the south. This from their Deputy Foreign Minister. We are not afraid of anyone, even not of the US. Harsh economic sanctions still on the table, this meeting seems to have bought a few days. A path to diplomacy still open, but uncertain.
But it's also up to Russia.
In London, Alison Petrowski, 9 News.